Hey guys, welcome to the club Fears 40. In this series, we are discussing various aspects of the middle age dilemma and mid-career crisis, which generally more than half of the people hits in their middle age. How one can better prepare to handle it. We are going to unpeel the onion layer by layer as how one can observe self and understand as where does he stand in this journey and step by step systematic to handle this crucial time of life in much better prepared way and reduce the stress to the minimum level so that he can pass through this crucial period of time with much easier way. So get your drink, get some coffee, buckle up your seat, and ready to get right on this journey with us. In the last club, we discussed a bit on the preliminary concept of this mid-career crisis. How does it arrive? When does we are able to look at it? How do we see it? And then how does it matters to us, the changing world of careers? How does it matter to us? And all those basic things. Today, we are going to talk as how does this topic means from an organization point of view. So I'm going to flip the coin a little bit now, and we will see the different perspective now. So far, we have discussed various aspects from a professional's point of view. That individual, how does it look at it? Now we are going to look at it from an organization point of view. How does this look like? So let's begin. The definition of organization is to bring people together to do something bigger which one individual cannot do it in the individual's capacity. That means working on bigger mission together to achieve something higher degree goal. Originally, when we look into the definition of organization, it says people come together to work in some common agenda, to work together for a common cause, and people were always into the center of definition in the organization. However, slowly the value system and definition started taking new shapes with time. The era is gone now in past where the people were always in center. Now the companies are made to create wealth and the money, not the people. People are there as long as they are creating more and more wealth for someone who has invested in those organizations. The moment you are not adding value for someone's wealth, you are no more important or required to the organization. The most critical part is creating value for shareholders or owners or somebody who has invested money into the organization. The philosophies have changed over a period and we may or may not have realized it. The business world is becoming very competitive and innovative. In the current era of customer orientation, being competitive in features, quality, and cost is most important for any and every organization. Also, there is an acute competition and pressure from various angles to the organization from their peers. In earlier era, people used to stay throughout their career with one organization and used to be considered as loyal asset to the organization. The time has changed now, and in current inflationary environment, as they stay longer, there is an annual cost escalation and they start becoming costlier year by year. So until and unless the employee brings substantial value on the table, it will be a negative value contribution from organization point of view if cost escalation is not compensated with additional value contribution. The organizations are in business and will look every expenditure and operation from a glance of ROI. Every rupee spent will be looked at return on that particular investment. If employee will look at salary escalation year on year, say 10 to 15%, the organization will look at the 20 to 25% efficiency improvement on the same base, and then only it will be making business sense for any organization. And that's what is the crux of break-even, which one has to continuously measuring that if you as an employee getting cost escalations, how are you bringing additional cost and value contribution on the table? And also one important point to look at is one has to continuously look that is there anyone else who will be able to do the same job more efficiently and more effectively. There's one concept which is very clear in my mind. We generally study this in the business schools, that if the companies and organizations are not managed efficiently, they are always have a fear of hostile takeover. Somebody will take them over and tap the value by bringing efficiency in their operations and processes and unpeel the values out of those companies. I have always learned concepts from business into my personal life. These topics equally applied to professional lives. Like if any individual is not managing the process or operation in the organization efficiently and cost effective way, and if somebody else is able to do the same operation, task, project or process more efficiently and effective way, he will always be hostile to take over by someone else. Those process, those tasks, those operation will be taken over by somebody else who can manage more efficiently and more cost effective way. So if the answer of these questions are not found positively, one will always have the risk of optimization, which any organization will be looking for sooner or later. Let me quote some result from a research or report. According to a recent biannual report from Deloitte on the cost survey, the report titled it Thriving in Uncertainty. The report mentioned that Indian companies have set the most aggressive cost reduction targets in the Asia Pacific region, with 44% companies looking at cost reduction target of up to 20% of their cost base in next 2 years. And this data is more aggressive in India, as 95% of Indian companies are more likely to pursue cost reduction as compared to their counterpart in rest of Asia Pacific, which is only 76% over next 24 months. So it's more rigor when it comes to India. The most focused aspect in the organizations now are sales growth, organization, talent, and product profitability management. These are the 4 focus areas for any Indian company over next 2 years. The survey captured the responses from various CXOs, almost 299 business leaders who are COOs, CXOs, and the senior management from the large and mid-sized companies from all the countries of Asia Pacific like China, Japan, Australia, Hong Kong, and Singapore. The research also says that the top 2 drivers for this crucial cost reduction by the companies are: The first and topmost region is the growth orientation. All the companies are looking at growth, and to get there, the gaining competitive advantage through cost is the one most single topmost objective. And the second, they require money for investment. So all the companies want to reshape their cost pie and move the money from revenue to capital expenditure. That means they want to reshape the cost pie and move the money from operational expenditure to the capital expenditure for investing for the future. And one most important thing to understand is, while Indian companies have set the most aggressive cost reduction target in Asia Pacific in past few years, but almost 63% of companies reported unsuccessful attempt, and that's why as the time is passing, it's becoming more and more crucial, and the drive will be more rigorous in the coming 2 to 3 years, and that's what we need to understand very clearly in our mind. So that's the research part. But if you look the whole concept in totality from an organization point of view, you are relevant as long as you are able to create exponential value to the organization, and you are not the tail ender. The passengers are no more ignored. Loyalty matters nothing, hence don't count the number of years, but count the value you are creating in the organization. And finally, net worth is important for someone sitting at the top in the organization to deliver to the owners or shareholders or the investors of the organization. Just to give you an example, the Henel, one of the employee in his company, in critical conversation with his supervisor, he mentioned that he has given 18 years of his life to this company, and that's why he should be given a chance or opportunity to continue his job. Then he was replied by his boss that he was sufficiently paid and rewarded for those years which he worked in the organization. But now your competencies are no more relevant to the changing business scenarios and the business environment. Hence, he cannot be accommodated anymore in the organization. And that is going to be reality for all of us. So the learning for all of us is loyalty will be the most diminished meaning word in coming future. Loyalty will not be valued, but value addition to wealth will be valued in future. The corporate world has already moved towards capitalization, and value of people has moved towards new jargons and words like talent, and the talent is one of the resource for organization who can use their competency, knowledge, and intellectual to add value in wealth of organization. If your talent cannot add value to the wealth and worth of organization, you are either mediocre or you are the tail enders, and the tail will be cut every year systematically, one after another. Hence, need to learn that either to be part of talent pool of organization, you should be in top few, or proactively take some change and find something else which is value creative for yourself. So the things have changed drastically and have become difficult. However, the question is there a still possibility to remain in race in this cutthroat competition? I would say yes. But how? Let's discuss this in the next club as we unpeel layer after layer this topic one after another systematically. If you like the content and value delivery, please do not forget to press press the like button and do subscribe our channel so that we can keep adding them. Thank you. Stay connected.